Right to F3!
Excellent move, sir! Right to F3!
Quoi?
Ah, pardon, monsieur! Cavalier de F3!
Pion 2 au D5!
Pawn to D5!
Pawn C3! Queen A6! La tour au C5!
D5!
What?
Comment?
La tour au C5! No, 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 stop, no, I didn't mean that. Check! Whip faster! You bastard! No, 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 I surrender! For God's sake, man!
Herzlich willkommen beim Alex Ereignis Fernsehen, das heute vom PRIX EUROPA 2012 in Berlin berichtet. In der Kategorie Languages to Lenses werden 15 ausgewählte Kurzfilme vorgestellt, die davon erzählen, wie wichtig das Lernen von Sprachen ist. Am Ende der Veranstaltung heute Abend werden die besten 3 Filme von einer Jury ausgewählt.
Die Veranstaltung, also Languages to Lenses, das Projekt, wird unterstützt und bezahlt durch die Europäische Kommission Lifelong Learning Program. Es ist ein Programm, es handelt sich bei dem Projekt um ein Projekt, was die Mehrsprachigkeit, Multilinguismus nach vorne bringen will zum großen Publikum. Und es wird organisiert durch ELIA, European League of Institutes of the Arts, und SELECT zusammen. Und Studenten, die halt an Instituten überall in Europa studieren, können auch daran teilnehmen. Die Studenten können ein Skript, Storyboard und so weiter einsenden und dann findet eine internationale Jury statt, wo wir aus den hunderten Einsendungen, die wir bekommen, dann 15 auswählen und diese 15 bekommen dann einen Grant, um halt die Produktion wirklich zu starten von den Filmen.
I only speak English, but I'm currently learning other languages because of Languages Through Lenses, and it's kind of opened my eyes to you should really speak more than one language. It's kind of ignorant. That's what that's what magic show's about. It's selfish for an English person speaking to expect that everybody should speak my language, even though I'm in Germany, anywhere. So I think, yeah, it's very important.
What inspired you to make a short movie?
Well, I'm taking part in a competition, Languages Through Lenses. So basically it wasn't artistic inspiration which drove me here, but competition obligation.
Direkt unter mir quasi finden gerade die Screenings der Kurzfilme statt. Und wie das aussieht, da werfen wir mal einen kleinen Blick drauf.
It's a challenge and it's fun, and you don't usually get to do it, but in this case, that's what you have to work with, and I think it's not harder than anything else. It's a game.
Ik vreeg je me al wanneer de beelden tussenkomen. Oh, wat schattig. Zo'n lietse mandjes. Hoi, ik ben Sneeuwwitje.
What are you doing in our house?
Was machen Sie denn hier?
Wat korte haar?
Sollte die de las?
Da Mädchen, da sie.
Chef, assim. Aí sim.
Wer ist das? Das Hände aqui.
So guys, what is so difficult about making a movie that is only 90 seconds long?
Well, in our movie is about Snow White, so that's nice about it is that everybody knows the fairy tale. So you have possibilities. We change from the original story, so that's why we have a different plot and different ending. And I think by choosing something that everybody knows, for example a fairy tale, then you have that possibility. Because if you don't do that, you have to start up all out of nothing and create these characters, and you have to get to know them and the arena and the locations. So I think that's something hard to start a story and make an ending to it, and then a surprising ending. Because I think it's very important that in 90 seconds that you have a surprising ending. You need to be surprised.
Ich denke, dass die Mehrsprachigkeit in Europa absolut zunehmen wird oder sollte auf jeden Fall und auch wird, denke ich, weil auf dem Arbeitsmarkt zum Beispiel, aber auch persönlich, man reist viel und auch beruflich kommt man halt einfach weiter, wenn man mehrere Sprachen spricht. Und es ist auch wirklich spannend, um eine Sprache zu lernen. Also das ist gerade für die jungen Leute auch wirklich spannend, halt, um dieses Projekt zu machen, aber auch sich mal mit dem Thema zu beschäftigen. Und also meiner Meinung nach denke ich schon, dass in Europa die Mehrsprachigkeit sich sehr viel weiter ausbauen wird und dass es auch nötig ist und dass es absolut wünschenswert ist.
And how important is for you the learning of other languages?
I think it's very important if you want to move somewhere over the world. You can learn a lot from people who speak another language. So just communicate. It's quite important. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And put in so much work into your movie. What kind of feeling is it to sit there with so many other movie makers and being judged by them?
It's nice to see how everybody has a great time in the summer while making their own movie and talk to each other. We had a great time as well. We had a lot of fun with the actors, with the crew, all the students who has helped us with the project, and together we had a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that people assume for 90 seconds there might be a different amount of effort that you put into making a film of that length, but it's not very different from making perhaps a 10-minute short. So I think the whole script development process went up until April when we had a workshop. So that was probably about a month or so, or two of trying to come up with a viable project before the workshop. Then from April till July, we went through the whole pre-production process. So that included ongoing script production, of course, locating actors, locations, etc., and trying to get together your crew. And then after July, I think it definitely took us right up to the wire, so another 3 months to sort of sort out all of the post-production issues of editing, motion graphics, color grading, sound production. So all in all, I'd say roughly 8 months, which isn't different from doing, a much fuller length film, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It probably is more challenging because you're trying to fit all of these ideas into a much smaller, a much smaller space on screen. So yeah, it was intense and long.
And having a budget of 5,000 euros, how hard is it to stay within that budget line?
The amusing thing is, as students, you're used to negotiating everything for free and doing everything on a shoestring budget. So suddenly you're given this 5,000 euro budget and you think, wow, and it's not my own money and I can really get the top notch of everything. But it's surprising how quickly that can be spent when you start thinking you're going to do everything at the top of your game. So, for example, we wanted a top-level cinematographer with a really good camera. We shot it at 5K on a Red Epic, so that cost money. Of course, we had all of the grip equipment. We used everything, tracks, jibs, everything. That cost money. We managed to get a few things blagged. So we used a set at the BBC, and they quite generously let us use that. So there were a few places we were able to economize. But in the end, by the time you got all of this professional talent on board, it went very quickly. But we stuck within budget. Yeah. So we stuck within budget. It was good.
And putting so much hard work into your short movie, what kind of feeling is it to sit there with all the other contestants, being watched and being judged by them?
It's challenging, I think, to say the least. I think, I'm coming from the perspective that we're all winners, so I'm quite keen to give a balanced view of all of them. I think there's a lot of integrity in every film that we see, and you just sort of hope that they'll respond to you in the same way and find the integrity in what you've done alongside whatever they think could have been improved or any questions they may have. So it's quite challenging, and of course, as somebody who's written and directed the film and put, 7-8 months of work into it, it's quite difficult when you do hear the critical aspects, but I think the nature of filmmaking and the nature of the industry itself means that you have to have a thick skin, and instead of being annoyed or worried about the criticisms that people might have, you have to learn from them, and that's what we're doing here, and it's a great opportunity for us to be learning our craft right here in PRIX Europa. We're quite lucky to be doing that.
How come you chose to make an animated video?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of an animator at heart. That's what I've always really done. But I like how in animation you can kind of make whatever you want. So that's kind of my, like the big thing about animation that I like is that I can do whatever I want and there's no restrictions. So it would be quite hard for me to go film in the sea and have all these different characters. But in animation, I can just make them. So yeah, that's kind of the good bit about it is you can do whatever you want, really.
Quite frankly, is making an animated video cheaper or more expensive than doing it with real actors?
I don't know about price, but I think it's time. With animation, you have to invest a lot of time into it, which is the difference in when you're filming. You kind of, it's all preparation, and then you film it, and then it's done. With animation, it's a lot longer process, quite a grueling process of kind of taking that time to make every little thing. So in essence, it's probably more expensive in a way, but it might be cheaper because it was just me. There's only one person really doing it. So, yeah.
Everybody voted for the films. The whole 40 people were the jury voting for these films. So we are just one voters among these 40 people. So it's like in every category here that the question is this open jury system and voting by numbers. But that voting was difficult. I mean, there were so many good films that it was very hard to judge them. Then I decided that they are all good.
Yes, I give them all high points.
Yes.
No, and the selection was also already made earlier by choosing these 15 scripts from all the scripts that have been sending, and there we said that we chose the one with the good stories and the message clearly delivered. And today we watched every film, and all the 15 are very interesting to watch, but they can't. I don't think they will all have the same points, but that's the issue of voting. And so I'm very curious who will win. I'm not sure about. I couldn't predict it really. No, there are too many good ones.
The visual quality was extremely high this year.
Yeah.
Really high. In animations, in other films, really high.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Und wie sind Sie persönlich dazu gekommen, die Studenten bei diesem Prozess zu betreuen? Also können Sie vielleicht mal schildern, wie so dieser Betreuungsprozess abläuft und was da im Vornherein, bevor diese Veranstaltung überhaupt stattfindet, alles passieren muss?
Ja, ich arbeite als Projektmanagerin für ELIA und wir organisieren halt das ganze Programm. Ich bin mit den Studenten in Kontakt, um 1001 Frage zu beantworten. Wie muss das Skript aussehen oder wo muss ich das hinschicken, über Deadlines und so weiter. Wenn da irgendwie technische Sachen sind, dann helfe ich ihnen natürlich auch gerne. Die Studenten müssen natürlich auch mich auf dem Laufenden halten, wenn sie ausgewählt worden sind, ob alles in Ordnung geht, wie die Produktion ist. Sie müssen mir auch Fotos schicken, zum Beispiel, dass ich auch ein bisschen sehen kann, ist da alles in Ordnung oder muss ich manchmal auch noch nachhaken. Nicht nur bei den Studenten, aber auch halt, weil wir haben auch Professoren, die die Produktion dann auch begleiten, halt, die den Studenten helfen, dass ich halt sehen kann, müssen wir da irgendwie eingreifen oder nicht. Das bin noch nicht ich alleine. Wir haben 3 Workshop-Leaders, weil wir veranstalten auch einen Workshop in Amsterdam, bevor die Produktion beginnt. Das heißt, diese 3 Workshop-Leaders, die begleiten auch die Studenten während der Produktion. Das ist wirklich sehr wichtig und da haben die Studenten auch wirklich sehr viel rausholen können und interessantes Material dann weiterentwickeln können. Also wir probieren die Filme so viel wie möglich halt auch ans große Publikum zu bringen und das kann entweder natürlich im Fernsehen sein. Das ist wirklich, das ist unser großes Ziel, um halt zu versuchen, dass die Filme so viel wie möglich auch dann halt im Fernsehen gezeigt werden. Kann natürlich auch in Festivals sein oder im Kino. Wir haben auch verschiedene Universitäten oder Sprachenschulen, die die Filme auch zeigen, ganz international durch ganz Europa. Die sind da wirklich sehr interessiert dran. Aber natürlich, für uns ist wirklich die Aufgabe und auch der Wunsch ist halt, um die Filme so weit wie möglich dann, also dem großen Publikum zugänglich zu machen und dass sie sehen können. Sie stehen natürlich auch alle auf Internet, also man kann sie sowieso auch auf YouTube oder Vimeo sehen und das ist auch wirklich wichtig.
I think that we were looking for a good story, that there is a clear idea, good story to develop, and we got 150 scripts and cut them down to these 15. And I think that if there is a clear idea, that was the main.
And it also should deliver the message that it's important to learning languages. And then a good script, this combination. And we found several.
War denn bei dieser Kategorie Languages to Lenses, waren das schon immer 90 Sekunden oder gab es da auch mal sozusagen neue Editionen in Bezug auf die Anforderungen der Filme?
Also ganz am Anfang hieß das Projekt, das war das erste Jahr, hieß das Projekt nicht Languages through Lenses, sondern E3. Und das hatten wir so genannt, weil es war Europe 3 Minutes. Am Anfang war es halt 3 Minuten lang. Danach haben wir halt sehr schnell gesehen, dass einfach 3 Minuten, auch gerade wenn man die Filme ins Fernsehen bringen will oder so, oder ins Kino, das ist einfach zu lang. Weil darum haben wir halt die Zeit dann auch etwas kondensiert. Es ist jetzt so, dass dieses Jahr können die Filme zwischen 60 und 90 Sekunden lang sein. Also das muss dazwischen liegen. Aber eigentlich alle Filme sind 90 Sekunden lang. Ja.
Die Screenings sind vorbei. Nachdem sich nun alle Wettbewerbsteilnehmer und die 3 Juroren die Filme anschauen konnten, wurde darüber abgestimmt. Wer heute Abend unter den 3 Finalisten weiterkommen wird, das seht ihr gleich. Ortszeit 21:40 Uhr. Gleich werden hier in der Festivalbar am Kaiserdamm die 3 besten Filme vorgestellt. Und wie das Ganze aussieht, das schauen wir uns jetzt mal an.
I won't be long because I know that you're waiting. I just want to congratulate you all first of all on your work because it was very nice. And despite what the result will be, I think that you all should be very proud of what you did. I think that your task is not over yet. I do hope and invite you to go back to your countries, to your towns, to your friends and relatives and be ambassadors of languages. Because as you showed us today, languages are fun, they're useful, and they even save lives. So thanks for everything, and I wish you all good luck for the future and for the results, of course.
I'm going to announce the 3 winning, the top 3 languages students. The first one is Chessmates.
Stop. It's an alphabet.
What I say now is in alphabetical order, so it's not number 1, 2, and 3. It's the 3, and number 1 still has to be selected. So there are 3 in alphabetical order. Chessmates was the first one. Magic Show. Snow White. Yes. Congratulations and have a very, very nice evening. There's a lot of food, a lot of drink. Enjoy Berlin and enjoy PRIX EUROPA. The films will be shown here. If you want to see the films, you can see them here.
At the embassy, with this pretty little thing from Memphis, Tennessee, it was a one-night extravaganza. I had 1 too many drinks and ended up at the embassy.
Well, the ELIA is not an art school. It are 360 art schools all over Europe and also outside of Europe. We are now also looking at Asia. So we have 350 art schools in 47 countries of all the disciplines of the arts. So it's music, dance, film is one of them, theater, it's all there. And the reason why we exist is getting people together so that they can network and make projects together, but also to create a voice to represent the arts and art education to the politics and in society, and well, to make ourselves visible. And so that's and we do lots of projects like these student projects, but we also organize conferences. In 2 weeks' time, we have a big conference in Vienna with 500 people. And that's a kind of political conference. So we discuss there the role of the art and art schools in society, things like that.
So by saying you work as a network, you mean you try to connect all the other schools that you have going on and try to stay as close as possible, so to say.
Exactly. I believe networking is important. It's important that people who are likewise working, so people who work in the arts all have the same passion. It's important to bring them together, that they can share, that they can compare, that they can start working together, that they can learn from each other, that they can be empowered by each other. Because it's a small world. It's a big world and a small world. So networking is, in my mind, a very important thing to do. Yeah.
So, and as the last question, how satisfied are you with the outcome of all the movies?
I am very satisfied. I think this is the best edition that we have had of Languages Through Lenses, and I really like. I'm happy with the top 3. That's also what I would have selected myself. And I'm happy, and it's also I'm also happy because I can see that the students are happy. They are having a good time. They are mingling together because they come, I think, from 15 countries, or I don't know, but a lot of different countries. So they are working together, and I'm sure that if you meet them, like in 10 years' time, they still are in touch, or they're doing projects together, and that's what for me is important, to bring people together that are talented and that they can find each other and they make something beautiful together, and so I'm happy.
And for my next trick, I shall require a beautiful assistant. Would you care to be my beautiful assistant?
Non capisco, sono italiano.
Ciao bella! Ciao bella! A round of applause for my beautiful assistant. If you would care, take a seat. When I tap on the top of the box, escape out the back.
Aspetti, non capisco.
Could you just tell me, how does it feel to be among the 3 finalists?
Very good. Yeah, we're very grateful that we can stay for 1 week longer in Berlin. Berlin is a wonderful city, and we have an awesome time, and we're going to have a good time with the other teams.
So you guys, how do you feel?
Yeah, really good. I think it was really great. It was quite a weird experience actually hearing the name of my team actually winning, because it sort of like came really quickly and then I was a bit shocked. But it's sort of like tinged with a bit of sadness as well, because there's loads of other teams who are really good, lots of really good projects, and they haven't won. I mean, I think they're all happy because they're here anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, just tinged with a bit of sadness, and they're all leaving tomorrow, so it's slightly sad.
Okay, thank you. And you, how do you feel?
Kind of a little bit speechless. Didn't really think it would happen. But yeah, thankful that we got the opportunity to do it.
Das war er, der Kurzfilmwettbewerb Languages Through Lenses im Rahmen der PRIX EUROPA 2012. Gerade eben wurden die 3 Finalisten bekannt gegeben. Wer jedoch als Sieger aus dem Wettbewerb herausgehen wird, das wird noch verkündet. Es berichtet Klespe für Alex, das Ereignisfernsehen. Und drin wird jetzt noch ein bisschen gefeiert.